let's see if this works. G'day, Motorman. Crap, my encoder is overloaded. God damn. I'll be back. Alright, so here we go. Come on. Don't you die on me. 2, 2, 3. Let's see, how's the frames per second on this? Does it look smooth? Or am I stuttering? Wow, that's some serious lag. Sorry guys, just trying to get a... Okay, I'm watching myself testing. That seems good. It's managing to do it. Right, well, you're going to be a little bit shocked. That's actually my MacBook Pro that's doing the encoding for me at the moment. And I unfortunately had to put that on to ultra-fast encoding. And I'm dropping frames like a maniac here. Yeah, that's not good. And I suspect I'm dropping frames like a maniac because... yeah, that's no good. I'm losing 20%. That's terrible. Sorry, I know, it's a pain. 689. Or maybe that's just the... I'm just waiting to... yeah, it's dropping again. God damn it. Just hang on, I just have to drop the bit rate down. Let's try 3500. Okay. I think the problem here is that the MacBook is only working through the Wi-Fi, and the one part of this MacBook that I was not able to fix properly was the Wi-Fi. Okay, 819 drop frames. And the other trouble is that the router that it's talking to, it's separated from here by about a 220mm thick solid block wall. Okay, it seems like it's steady now. It's holding on 819 and I'm doing 3500 kbit. So let's hope that works for me. Anyway, so yeah, this is using the little 13-inch MacBook Pro. It seems to be more efficient at doing the encoding than the ThinkPad E550, even though they've got a very similar processor. And now my screen is backlight flickering on me. Fantastic. This is one of those nights. Okay. Pop out chat, pop out chat. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just suffering a bit of an aneurysm there. Oof, that hurt. Okay. Audio is fine, that's good. I've just got to turn this screen off as much as I want it to be up here, but yeah, that's going to have to go. And I'm now working exclusively... Where the hell did my mouse go? Why has my mouse stopped working? I have to disconnect that screen. Boink. There we go. Alright, everything's crammed in on a 13-inch screen. Though to be fair, it's 2560, so it's pretty damn big. That's the 911. 000. Oh look, here they are. They're flying in now. Here comes the helicopter. Yeah, I shouldn't really joke about that. that helicopter is strictly medical purposes, so someone's having another rough night. So what we have here is the iPhone battery tester board that I've been waiting for, and I'm not going to get it all complete tonight, but we'll at least give it a bit of a shot. I also got my little Bluetooth serial modules. This is the HC05s. I'm just going to get it out of its little packet. I feel quite crippled without my second screen. I just need to throw this 22-inch screen out and get a new one. That's the Bluetooth module. Okay, and it is going to fit on the other side here, like so, roughly around about that. Oh, g'day Chris. You come to see me suffer bad. Alright, I'm just moving things around here so I can see what's going on. Alrighty, so we're going to just do some boring old soldering here. Like I said, unfortunately it's probably not going to get finished tonight, given the fact that it's, what is it? It's 1:30 in the morning. So we'll get what we can get done and yeah, take it from there. So this is the new fiberboard clamp thing. It's got a good heft to it. I'm really happy with it. And now I'm going to sit here and wonder what the first point of attack's going to be. Choices. Yeah, I might need my hot air on this. I suppose I should do the microcontrollers first. Let me see, what do I want for this one? I haven't even decided what size microcontroller I want for this, but I could probably cram it into 8K. Though I might put a 16K on there just for a bit of extra headroom. Hey Chris, this is running on the MacBook. So you've got the HP and I've got the MacBook. We're both violating fundamental principles here. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna go get a 18 Mega 16, or at least I hope I've got one. Otherwise, if I don't, then I'll take it as my cue to cram this all into 8K. Alright, I'll be back. Won't be long. Okey-doke. Thought I'd pick up a few extra little boxes of parts while I was in the other room. I can still be guaranteed that I'm going to need to go back again. Yeah, let's find my... Nope, not that one. Nope, not the shunts. Microcontrollers. Let's see. C. Lewis did not... That's right, I've got to talk the stream because I haven't got it attached in here. C. Lewis did not stream live to Twitch last night. Apparently the software he was using caused dropped frames when he streamed to YouTube and Twitch. Oh, okay. Had a Big Mac for lunch, already regretting it. Used Restream service. Oh, okay. Lewis is here. I just see your chat now. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. 18 mega 16. Have I got lucky? Is it a real 16, or is this a case of I've been lazy and put 18 mega 8s into what I thought was a 16 packet? Let's have a look. And it's a 168 PA, so we're good. So you can go there. Now the other one I want is the Coulomb counter chip, which I can't even remember the bloody name of. LTC... yeah, I don't know. LTC something. Oh god. Temperature sensor. No, you're no good. Tiny 10. No. Tiny 13. No. More tiny 10s. No. Tiny 25. No. Seriously? What are you? Yeah, you're tiny 13s. Maybe you're in my sensor box. Hey, Krajay. By the way, hi Lynn. I did see you there earlier. I was just going through the craziness. Now, this LTC chip that I'm after, which I think I may have just found one here. Are you the chip I want? Good question. Where's my tweezers? By the way, if you're expecting a 9-hour stream like Lunatic Chris from me, then you will be sorely disappointed. Well, that kind of fits there, but is it the right one? I don't know. I don't have too many chips that fit that size, but it is possible that it could be a analog digital converter. I do know where I have got some of these chips that I'm after. The Coulomb chip. Battery gas gauge 4150 CMS. Hallelujah. Have I got any in there, or is it just an empty bag? That's always fun. Oh, brilliant. Frickin' empty bag. Well, there's not much use. LTC 4150 CMS. Crap. So what do? I put the empty bag back in there. That's real smart. Normally I'd be more prepared for this sort of thing, except for the fact that the day has just been running on and on and on, and I was worried if I waited any more I would not even get to this point. Hey Pianov, haven't seen you around for a bit, you okay? Everything alright on your side? I suppose I should just chat to you in the open board view forum, IRC. I'm just checking what this chip is. Well, this is no good. LTQW. Oh, what have we got on the underside? Malay OE43. That's still no good. Crap. Alright, fair enough. You did it so to remind you to reorder. You know, that actually is true. I wish I could say that wasn't, but that really is true. I frequently do that. Because often what will happen is I'll forget the part code for this from the supplier. So I'll leave the bag in there, and then at least I know I've got my parts. Man, I used to be able to see these pins individually quite clearly. Now it's a little bit less clear. I do know where I have got one or two, which is in the other room. So I'll race back in there. I'm just going to have to hot air it off. I'm just hoping I can find what I'm looking for. I had a customer from about 6 years ago send back a device that wasn't working properly, and it's got one of these things on it. So what's your bet that I'm not going to be able to find that anymore, because it's been hanging around in my workshop for, oh, a long time. And just the other day I looked at it and said, what are you going to do with this? You know, get rid of it or something. So, what's the bet I've thrown it out? Actually, maybe I'll check one of my other... Where's my other boxes? Okay, I'll be back. What is the point of accumulating a whole heap of junk if you can't even find what you're looking for? I mean, really, oh, I've got cat hair all over me. Brilliant. That's fantastic. iPhone screens. Can't imagine why I'd have iPhone screens around here. I'm kind of scared if I put that, what I think is the Coulomb counter chip, on there, I'm going to be wrong. Oh, jeez. The guys with no headlights on their motorbikes are back at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. It's pretty funny. No. This is turning into quite the disaster. Ow. 3.3. I'm just going through this pile of regulators here. I need to get a 5-volt regulator anyway. Everything's in a bit of a disarray at the moment because of when I moved the benches. When I moved the benches, I didn't really... What the hell? There's a SOT 223s. This is the first sort of electronics, big electronics, so to speak, build since then. And so as a consequence, nothing is in its right place. And that's pretty blimmin' obvious to everybody. Seriously? What is this? Is this going to be a night where all I do is put on a TQFP48 and that's it? Oh, that's going to be a disaster. Right. We are going to want this chap. That's going to be my display. I'm probably not initially going to attach it directly to the board. I'm just going to put pin headers on there. And then once I'm happy with it, I'll permanently attach it. Seriously? Don't make me regret throwing things out or whatever. Turn me into a hoarder. Well, I guess it'll be TQFP 48. Alright. Let's look what I missed out. Lynn was about 2 weeks turnaround on that, and I did them through IT'd. Internship in Electronics Research Center right now. Oh, that's excellent. Good. Pleased to hear that. I was wondering what you're up to. Not supposed to get old on you, right? I wish. Keyboard errors in my brain. La la la. Following this road. Well, this is about the only person who's been about the only person who has been aware or explicitly aware and following this initially would be Chris Long. Put that in there. Alright. Now it's time for things to get noisy because I've got to put my fan on. I should be able to order my proper extractor fan set up in a week or two. Alright, just hang on there. Just turn that off. Alright, for those who are wondering what this is, basically what this project is for me to be able to test iPhone batteries, or technically can be used for any single cell lithium packs. It's really all it has. It's got a charger in it, but it's only a 500 milliamp hour charger, which is enough for what we're doing. It's got a discharger in it. It's got you have 3 different states, so like high, low, medium, whatever. That may or may not be needed. I've got it in there just for the sake of testing. And then it's got a Coulomb counter or a milliamp hour counter, whatever you want to call it. So basically what we'll be doing is charging the pack, knowing how much we'll put in, discharge it, see how much we've taken out, and then compare the results. Now obviously with a good battery that should be within a few percent of each other at the end of the day. The bad battery, that's going to have a fairly wide margin between them. This isn't the first time I've done a project like this. With the model aircraft electronics I was doing, I did something quite similar. Now realistically, something that occurred to me today is I can just use an existing model aircraft multi-chemistry charger because they all have these cycling testing units, and I can just use some daughter boards to plug straight onto the batteries while they're in the foam. The main reason why I wanted to also experiment with this a bit more and make up another board was so I could get the gas gauge information and the NTC. NTC isn't quite so important, that's just the temperature thermistor. But the gas gauge information is going to be interesting to see how it correlates with how much power I put in and take out. So I see I had more frame drops there. That's a bit unfortunate. So that's what this is, and it's going to have just a 16:2 LCD on it, a good old-fashioned matrix one. This is a first prototype, so I'm not too concerned about its shape, size, or anything like that. The main thing right now is to get it to a functioning state, and then sort of go, okay, we need to make the board a little bit wider here, or we need to shift this display here, or we're not using this feature, so we can just drop that, or we need this feature and we add that in. I mentioned in a few streams before that typically it's about a 3 prototype before I get to the point where I think I've got something usable, and so I'm not going to be surprised if that's the case with this. the old Turnigy charger out. Yeah, I've actually got, where is it? Yeah, you model aircraft people recognize this as very old, which is kind of sad because this was quite new when I got it. But there we go. How many of you remember these? This one still works. I remember spending a fortune at Aircraft World to get that one, and that would have been, it's going to be almost 15 years ago now, well 12 years I'd say. And then yeah, more recently the Turnigy one I saw at Hobby King. I figured I should get something out of them after they pretty much left me for ruin. Not that they explicitly or intentionally left me for ruin, it was just the way the market went. So, what about current Max B68C? Will it do about the same thing? Mike, what is, I don't know what that is actually. Yeah. I'm assuming that's the iMax current Max B6AC. Not sure. Right. Yeah, so yeah, this could be a completely pointless project at the end of the day, but that's half the fun, isn't it? So yeah, you spend a few bob on a new circuit board, give it a whirl, and sometimes these projects just die, which is why I've got a huge box of circuit boards doing nothing but rotting until the end of time. But then every now and then you do get a winner, and yeah, so yeah, Johnny. So basically, what you'll be able to do is you can just pop open your iPhone. You don't have to take the battery out. You just detach the battery from the logic board, and then I'm going to get some small circuit boards made up that have the connectors on them. So you'll be able to slip that small circuit board under the battery connector and just press it down, and it will run off onto this. I do on this board have pads set up for fixed connectors, but I very quickly realized that for the job I want to do, the one that I run into the most, I need to have a cable with little daughter boards. I think it's the same thing that you just showed us. Oh right, okay, so it's one of those pre-made charge multi-chemistry units, right? Yeah, I mean you're right, I could just use that. And today, for any of you who've seen my Facebook post today, you will see that I was using the Turnigy charger, and that was to power up a Galaxy S6 that I was trying to get data off, which thankfully I did manage to get data off. Unusually, in spite of the Galaxy S6 being completely mashed up on the front, it still worked, which is completely opposite of what normally happens with a replacement screen on the Samsungs. Normally with the replacement screens on the Samsungs, you look at it the wrong way and they crack internally, and then you get blamed for it. So yeah, so we got the data off. I had no access through the USB, but fortunately the Wi-Fi was working, so I was able to just do a file transfer of the things I needed. Good lord, you had diarrhea in the mouth that should never leave. What? Kraja, I'm assuming you're talking about someone in your office, right? Yeah. Okay, fixing things, thanks. Right, yes, the iMac now is starting to come back to me. Faded memories, faded memories. Well, let's get started anyway. Not going to get anywhere if we don't. Time to put the noisemaker on. There we go. Everybody's going to enjoy that. Maybe some light. Oh, co-worker. Oh, great. Well, Lynn, I guess we'll see how it goes. Yeah, like I said, it could be a complete waste of time, and it won't really help anything at all. It'll just be a big waste of money and parts. But if there's one thing I've found with developing things, is that what you think while you're designing these things and what ends up being useful really seem to match up. Like with Open Board View, there was a few things I added in there that I thought were going to change the world, and they didn't do squat. On the other hand, there were things that I thought, yeah, these are just a small afterthought, and they ended up being one of the really appreciated features, like um, the whole netweb thing, where if you click on a pin anywhere on the board, and it shows you lines off to all the other points on the board that have got this, that are the same. That was just a last second afterthought, and yet that's something that has proved to be quite useful for everybody. So yeah, you never really can tell what's going to be good and what's not, which is frustrating. I'm just cheating here. I'm just drag soldering this chip because I'm too lazy to do per pins. I don't know why Lewis beats himself up over drag soldering. Apparently it's not professional. I couldn't give two hoots. Okay. There's a few nice bridges there. I don't care. Well, Mike, we'll see how they work out. We'll see how they work out. Like I said, they could end up being completely useless and don't really serve any great function. Fortunately, because most of the time I make the losing my speech due to the late night. Most of the time I make these tools to help myself out, and it's not very often that I take them to market or anything like that. Okay, I think that chip looks pretty good. Any oh, thanks, Fixing Things. Yeah, it's you got to get up in the morning for some reason, eh? Any tips for keeping mental track of what your code is doing? I wish I did have one. Anything beyond the particular session that you're sitting down, I really don't have any great tips. And I believe that's a good reason to why a lot of coders tend to binge code, because most of us will know that once you walk away from that code and you come back to it, you've lost that mental continuity. So other than leaving comments, and I mean, when I say comments, I mean like a block of comments up the top of a section of code, giving a pretty good description of what you're doing, and making sure you update that when you update the code. There's not much point in having a description about code that was long since erased, but you haven't changed the comments. That really is about the only thing I've been able to use. If you use Git, that helps when you leave comprehensive comments in the submissions. Thank you, Pernov, for persisting with me with my inability to use Git for a long time there. Yeah, it is difficult. It's very difficult, and book writers have the same problem generally. My wife, she's a novelist, and you do not want to disturb her when she's in the middle of writing a scene, because if you break that concentration and she's got to try and get back into it, oh man, yeah, you've lost your privileges for a day or more. G'day, Snarker. Pointless meetings, joy. I've always worked for myself for the last 31 years, but know what you mean. My wife deals with it every day. What? I obviously missed that. Sanaka. Now I live in a tiny little town. Well, okay, it's not tiny. I live in a small town called Charters Towers. It's like I said, it's about 3,000 kilometers north of Melbourne, and yeah, we don't get a lot of people here. We don't like a lot of people here. It's a gold mining town and cattle, things like that. Not very interesting. I am admittingly probably gonna. Oh, come on, Paul. It's got to be that chip, surely. 99% sure it's not an ADC. What's this? I know, we've got to stole the credits for that spell correction feature on OBV on last Lewis. I did I? Yeah, that's funny because when that came up originally, and he mentioned it like months ago when you did it, I said to him, I said, yeah, Pernov encoded that, and I keep mentioning to him that you're, yeah, play quite a considerable part in open board view. Oh well, anyway. So what did he do? You just like say, "Oh, thank goodness for Paul for doing this feature." Yeah, okay. You should jump on him then and say, "No, Pernov did that." So, yeah, I don't want him thinking that it's a one-person project. Well, I don't want anyone thinking that it's strictly a one-person project. There's other people who have put a lot of work into it, Pernov being one of them. So, for all of you out there who do use Open Board View, Pernov has done quite a lot of the file format inputs and also went through a grueling process of getting my trashy code to actually merge in with the main fork. So yeah, he's done a lot of work for it. There's a whole heap of other things, and he beat me senselessly many times when I kept reverting back to C code rather than C++. And quite a few other things. He advertised it. Oh, you did? When did he advertise Open Board View? I thought I had watched all his streams, but obviously not. No, that'll teach me. That'll teach me for not waking up first thing in the morning, every morning, just to watch his streams. Oh, good. I actually need this one. Except you're at 2512. So why is my shunt at 1206? Ah. Yeah, binge coding. I've done it for 30 plus hours and stretch with bio breaks. Floating point is reached where you just, yeah. Australia, the great big country where nobody lives near anybody. It's pretty funny, really, when you think about it. Oh, my 4.7s. We'll add those on. I mean, really, it is kind of ridiculous. We have this country that's pretty close to the size of the United States. We've only got the population of New York State spread throughout. So that's why a lot of the economics and such like that just don't translate over to Australia very well. Yeah, things like what do you call it? I can't think of the word I'm after right now. Private enterprise, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, things like private enterprise and all that doesn't take off quite as well here in Australia because of the fact that you're pretty much not going to get your money back for the most part unless you can manage to monopolize something. Alright. Lewis advertise ABV every couple of streams. Oh, okay. I must miss those ones. I mean, I went through a phase there where I was watching um, everything that he put on very religiously when I was getting started with everything, or getting back into it rather. But after a while, I found that I needed to get things done around here as well. So I felt I'd done my learning for enough learning for now, at least until I get my microscope. And there is a bug on my face. Nice one, bug. So I thought I'd try a few different other streams. I'm watching Chris and Jessa and Jason. Okay, Jason doesn't stream much at the moment. That's STS Jason. Jessa's streams are quite amusing, I find. Particularly when she goes off topic. I love it when they go off topic and you have no idea where you're going to end up. Okay, so yeah, let's see, what LED sizes have I got? I've got 1206s. I love 1206s. How bright are you? I don't know. 805s. Jess's Urban Dictionary episode. Yeah, I was a bit traumatized about the one the other night. I was running around going, my freaking ears! Ruined a few types of food for me too. But no, it's good. It's good stuff. I enjoy it. And don't get me wrong, if I catch a lure stream, I'll watch it. But I do try to behave a little more in them because lately I've been going through a phase where perhaps I'm getting a bit cocky or something like that, and I start talking trash, and it's not a good thing to do. At least not in my opinion, for me. So come on, Paul, try and be a slightly respectable person, at least until it's your own stream, and then you can be as non-respectable as you want. Okay, which way are your LEDs going? Oh, you've been driven to ground. I am most likely going to just hot air these at the end of it. Talk about being way over the edge there. Don't need to go that far, Paul. Pull these back. This is why the hot air is going to be useful. Ah, come on. There we go. Jessa hates it when everybody talks about something else, does she? Alright. I'll have to make... I guess the question is, you mean like another um, fault or something, or you just mean complete off topic? Like people talking about paper planes rather than the task at hand. Okay, I need some MOSFETs. No, wrong box. Come on, MOSFETs, where are you? Oh, I'm gonna need those. Uh, uh, 8.6 amp. Oh, marvelous. My favorite little MOSFETs here. They're PMV31XNs, or PMV31s in general. Delightful little SOT23 type MOSFET. They're only about, well, it depends on how you drive them, but they're as low as about 30 milliohms for their resistance, which is pretty fantastic for a device this small. It means you can easily put a couple of amps through them. I used to use these on my tiny little speed controllers, at least until the time that, oh my goodness, that was a dreadful. I'm soldering a bit blind here at the moment, I'm sorry. Still battling the system recovery for the clone. Oh yeah, that's right, I remember you doing the hard drive. Stupid 5-year-old clone, the system did not boot. Great, yeah, typical. Got it fixed, now repair them. MFT, yeah, so clone the clone to fix it. Oh, fun, yeah. Yeah, I hate it when it goes like that, Greg. I really do. I know exactly what you're going through. 7 minutes. That reminds me, I've got a customer recovery and I don't know what's going on with it. They wanted, what am I doing? I don't want the juice here. Don't want that juice. Wrong way. There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this will be my third attempt on a particular customer data recovery. They wanted videos that they thought had lost. Someone had deleted them, whatever. So it was fine. I did the usual tricks and got it back. But due to the nature of where it was deleted or something like that, their video player doesn't want to play them. But if I view them on my Linux M player or something like that, they are a bit broken, but they will play. And so I converted them to MP4s so that they would play on Windows a bit better. And I tested it on their Windows machine that they gave me, and it seemed fine. And eventually, after a month of not hearing from them, I'm starting to get a bit paranoid. So I message him and I say, can I delete your data yet off my servers, because I need some room and your recovery is chewing up about a terabyte. And they go, oh, we haven't checked that. Let me check it and get back to you. And then a day or two later they go, oh, actually it's not working, and it's still not working. So please don't delete it. So now I've got to go and find out what on earth's going on. I said I was 99% sure that everything was kosher and yeah, it should have been working, so I don't know what's going on there. Images are all good. Got to be careful that there isn't a disparity or a difference in what we consider to be working videos. So for me, if it runs for about 30 seconds, it's sort of like, okay, it's not great, could have been a bit longer, but the file is corrupted, so what do you expect? So we're happy that we were able to carve back as much as we did. So if they're expecting a perfect 10-minute long video, then they're up the creek. So I've got to be careful that it isn't that sort of situation that I'm dealing with right now, where their expectation of what they're getting is different to what will be delivered. In which case I'll be in for a bit of fun. By the way, if you notice the way I solder, you can see I wouldn't have too much trouble using a microscope that only has 4 inches of working distance. Yeah, what's going on? She reminds me of my old school teacher. Jess is not that old. She's a spring chicken still, at least from my perspective. Hey, Steve Taylor. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, g'day, Miles. Miles, you doing more screen swaps today? Screen bondings, whatever? So, Steve, what sort of industry are you into? Now I gotta remember I wanted that resistor. Look at that. I hope when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like I've been drunk soldering. It's going to be quite a busy day tomorrow. Did I get that second one there? What is Windows using to play them? As far as I know, they should have been using VLC, which is why I'm extra confused, because I'm adamant that I installed VLC for them to play it, knowing full well it could do it. Please provide me with your credit card for storage fees. Yeah. I've also seen Lewis promote open board view several times. Back like 3 to 6 months ago, it was certainly something he was doing every day. He made some really good recommendations, some emphatic recommendations. Um, I just know that he's sort of, understandably so, he doesn't do it quite as much anymore. And I'm actually quite fine with that. I said to him, I said, look, I really appreciate everything you've done and are doing, and it's really fantastic. But don't feel obligated to keep promoting it. You've already done so much, and I'm very happy for everything that you have. So, alright, time to lay down some capacitors here. What do we got? 10s and 4.7s. Ow. Alright. Tool and die industry in the States. Okay, so you're in a similar sort of industry in a way, aren't you, Steve? Because, I mean, all of this sort of stuff is kind of like their tools, their die, their jigs for getting things done, as opposed to some sort of end product. I think it was Chris Long the other day I was talking to, and I said to him that, yeah, more than likely I will probably. Sorry, I'm just having a brain moment here as I look at a certain part and wonder what it is. Um, yeah, I'll probably be more involved in creating tools for people doing this sort of work as opposed to predominantly doing this sort of work myself. I mean, I'll do it for a living, but my passion lies more in the tool creation sort of thing, which is exactly what I'm doing here. What? Why the hell did I put a 805 pad there when I wanted a 10 microfarad? Idiot. I think I've done a small boo-boo there, but it's not a big one. Found my 5-volt regulators. Heavy keeps promoting it because it's how I found your channel, and I think you need more subscribers. Yes, I definitely need more subscribers. Probably not for the reasons you think. Mostly because that filthy Chris Long, I mean, he's just come out of nowhere and wham, he's already catching up. He's like just a mere 50 odd subscribers less than me right now. And what has he done? He's done nothing. He just sits there and he fixes iPhones. I mean, no one cares about that. He's stealing my thunder. I can't let that happen. I'm challenging you, Chris. Yeah, it's all good. No, Chris and I get along just fine. Just fine. Yes. I love. I don't know why, but I love doing these depack packages, especially with this top tab. Yeah, it takes a bit to get a heat into it, but it's fun when you look at it, and then you can tell when the solder suddenly just wicks underneath under the tab itself, and you're done. Yeah, Lewis does. Well, you can't blame him going off about Landrex. I mean, that really was a pain in the butt. That was. Obviously, start. I didn't emerge in the market with open board views out of nowhere. I got started also with Landrex, and I was getting frustrated with it. And that is when Chlorodyte released open board view. And within a couple of weeks or whatever, that's when I found that Pernov and the other group of people had already done a Linux conversion of the open board view from back then. And unfortunately for them, I sort of grabbed a hold of it and went crazy, and they sort of just had to put up with my trash. So sorry guys, bit of a bad habit I have. Designer of plastic injection molds for the auto industry. Those things are incredibly expensive from what I can find out, the plastic injection. I mean, the amount of metal used and a lot of work. And a lot of, I'd imagine a lot of fluid dynamic type uh, research required to get the plastic to flow in correctly and everything like that. It made it a lot of hard work. TCRS, I did a good job embarrassing myself last night's stream. I do not work well on camera. Oh, I'll have to go and watch that yet. It's just been flat out today. People question when he pops up one of those neat features, so he plugs OBV and then uses an excuse to troll Jester for using. Oh, I did see that episode where Jester was fixing a MacBook and she was using Landrix, and I was like, what? I was like, come on, that was just a low blow. That hurt, and that's why Lewis got on there and changed it over. Even without regards to my emotions, which I'm sure he doesn't care about anyway, because realistically I'm just a fan of his. As much as I try to keep a non-fan face about me, I'm fairly sure if I saw him I would be like, "Hi Lewis," and he would then run away. Yep. That's pretty much how it would go. I'm fairly sure of that. Yeah, it was amusing seeing Lewis take over just the system and installing Open Board View. Okay. Get you guys out of there. Chris, who are you telling to F off? Wish I could have helped exporting those PCB files to ASC format, but pads free cannot do that. I need full pads software. Yeah, Greg, that's what I don't understand, is that there has got to be someone out there with access to the full, pardon me, the full pads package like that. And yeah, just it's getting frustrating, because really it only has to be done once. One conversion, that's it. And then the internet will do the rest. So I'm very shocked that it hasn't been done. And it's sad too, because the file format is not that. It's not a complex file format. It's just that it's very hard to determine what goes where with it. Alright, I'm just going to reflow these to get them to sit down nicer. Being a two-sided board, I can get away with not a lot of heat. Need to do more wicking. Are you out of here, Johnny? You're leaving? Yeah, I'll have plenty of time for wicking later. After all the parts are down, and then I start to find all my mistakes, usually in the daylight. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this MacBook doing its work. What's going on here? Oh, I know what's going on. Even though this is only a 2-layer board, this massive copper plane here, there we go, it's sucking up most of the heat. And you're good. Well, and you jump down nicely. This D-pack is not going to move in a hurry. Come on. There it goes, I can see it. Boom. There we go. Very nice. Jump, 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 my little pretties. Alright. I don't know why I'm really going to reheat this microcontroller, just in case I've got a pad off or something like that, but as far as I can tell it should be pretty good. We'll give it a whirl anyway. These do not dance like the BGAs. Not at that size. Alright, that's good. That can cool off now. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate your efforts in being the promoter. You do a fine job. Although you will hate me because I threw out 2 power supplies today, I'm sorry. See you, Sanaka. You're off to bed. Oh, come on, fixing things. It's only, what is it, midnight over there? Yeah, looks like I forgot to do one. Oh well. I didn't even do the bloomin'. This is how you can tell it is late for me here. Yeah, they dance. Yeah, you dance. Good little chips. Alright, what else do I want to add? Well, I've still got my charge chip for the lithium pack. That goes there. This is where the Coulomb counter goes. And the screen's going to plug in up here. This is my DC jack, which I'm unsure as to where it is. Hey, Firephone. I'm just going to go find my DC jack. I'll be back. Technician's motto, one more fix. It's time to sleep when you're dead. Yep. Yep, that's the appropriate time to go to sleep. When you're 6 foot under or you're taking a ride through the crematorium. Alright. That one's going to need a bit of preheating. I'm not going to try and reflow that whole. That's a whopping great big area to try and reflow. So I'm just going to warm up the board. There we go. Until I can see the hot air. Yep, that's good. There's enough in there. I can use my fingers. It's not on there completely properly yet. That's okay. That's good. Oh, by the way, I have changed the way I did all the linking for all the products and stuff like that. You'll notice on the descriptions now, there's pretty much just two little lines, and it goes off to my own website. And on that website, I've got all the Amazon links or the website links for the software that I use, all that sort of stuff. I just did it now that way because it makes it easier to maintain. So like when things change, rather than me having to go through 150 plus YouTube videos, I just got to change the one website page and it covers everything. So, iPhone question for you. How much warranty do you give on your used laptops when you sell them? Yeah, that is actually a good question. I sort of, around here locally, got a hair in my mouth. Great. Hang on, I'll be right back. Hello, sorry about that. Didn't really care to sit around here while the lead on the tip of my pinky finger progressed its way into my system. So I had to go and flush out my mouth and everything. Let's see, what was I saying? Fire phone, right. How much warranty do I give on this stuff? Like I said, it depends on the situation. If I feel like it, if I feel like it's just a normal wear and tear type thing, then I'm sort of disinclined to really give a warranty. It sort of falls under the normal second-hand type situation. The other thing is I don't sell the laptops under the business. I sell them as just a person, yeah, just a resident. That's for legal reasons as well. Technically, I don't have a license for selling second-hand goods as a business, that is. But I'm allowed to sell equipment that I've used for myself to the user. So yeah, it gets a little bit weird like that. As a general rule, I tend to, if it's labor related, then I'll usually just give it to them or whatever. But if it requires an actual part and it's not something that is unusual to fail, like if they drop it and the hard drive dies, then that's their own fault. It's very much a subjective thing, and it depends on how important that person is. Okay, I shouldn't say that, but it's true though. If that person's going to ruin your reputation in town, then yeah, you probably want to look after them. I can't get the Chris. Your wick doesn't get the solder out of that hole. Damn it. Englishman in Brazil. This is the holder. There you go. See, it's just I'm using it in a different kind of way. But that's it. And it's not in my links. I just realised. Yeah, I'll have to put that in there. I'll have to put that in there. So if you wait till after the stream, or maybe send me a message on YouTube, through the YouTube, and I'll get back to you with where I got it from. They're on AliExpress. They're about $35. There's a few different places you can get them, but I really am liking it. It's got a nice weight to it. It's quite versatile in the way that you can have a board in the middle or boards on the side. And if there's only one trick I did find, is the way they're supplied with these knurled end turners. They've got a hole in the shaft for the screw, but it just leaves it sloppy. So I undid the screw, pulled it out slightly, and then screwed it back on, so it's actually biting against the keyed area of the shaft rather than going into the hole. And so now it holds steady, whereas before it was slopping. Anyway, just small things like that annoy me, because you can't tell whether it's slopping the worm system or whether it's up here. Now what else am I after? Hey, I wonder if this thing will fire up. Yeah, I wonder if it will fire up. Let's just turn off for a bit. Let's check our resistance to ground. Whoops. Didn't need those. Yes, you're awake. Very good. Diode mode, please. And unfortunately this meter requires that I change sockets, which is a pain in the ass. 4.5 volts, that's because you got it backwards, dummy. Should be red to ground. 1.1, seems safe. I'm just going to have a look, make sure I haven't got any shorts. As not so much shorts on the main rails, but just shorts on the microcontroller. Okay, looks good. Let's see, power for this one, hilariously, can be the power from the fan. Okay, so what are we going to have? We're going to have smoke or nothing. I'm voting for nothing. And I really hope that's orientated correctly. Good, it's a fast one. Ground. Okay, that's good. Just wanted to make sure I didn't put it in reverse polarity, that would be most hilarious. Okay, on. No, we're drawing 6 milliamp, 5 milliamp. Clearly this sucker's going to blow. There is no light coming on because I have not bothered to put a, I didn't bother to put a power good light on it, because when this is finished, if the LED comes up, the display comes up, then you know you're good anyway. So won't it be difficult to place the Bluetooth holder on the other side with the DC connector on? No, it shouldn't really be a major issue. I'll show you how. Unplug that. Just undo this. Come on, what are you doing? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Whoops. Yep. Okay. I'm just being a bit silly here. Okay. There we go. So that's got enough rigidity there for me to hold it while I put that on. I haven't yet decided if I'm even going to bother with the Bluetooth. It may be a case that there just isn't a compelling reason for me to use it. So Hey Mike, in this case it was my own damned hair, so I must be shedding. 5 volt no, it's taking 12 volts in, or anything above 7 volts. 7 to 16 volts it will take. And at the first stage it does drop it down to 5 volts, and that is used to then power the pardon me, that's used then to power the charger, and then it's further dropped down to 3.3 volts for the Bluetooth. For the Bluetooth it's only using just a tiny little 250 milliamp regulator, little SOT23. Alright, I want to find my charger, my LiPo charger chip. I'm just wondering where the hell would I even put those? MCP something. Switches? Nope. Shunts? Nope. Might be under microcontrollers again. ADC, memory, sensors. Not likely. No. Crystals and resonators. Nope. Could be regulators. Ah, yes, thank you, Lynn. Yeah, that's the possible Coulomb counter that I'm not sure about. It's a 3-volt regulator. Right, I need this one. This is that one there is for the Bluetooth. What are you? You're just a piece of junk that I haven't bothered to ever throw out. Typical. Precision references that are probably not so precision anymore because they've been more than 10 years old. This is what happens when you do a lot of development work. You end up with so many of these one-offs, crazy little things, and by the time you ever get around to using them, they're often not even produced anymore. Boost converter, nope, definitely not what I want. 5-volt fixed regulator. TL431s. Oh Jesus, squillion of those. No, another reference. Alright, they're not in there. So they're definitely not in regulators. I'll try microcontrollers again. Plugging the wrong power bricks into things is, yeah, always interesting. Oops. Because I haven't been doing a lot of development work in a long time, things really are a bit of a mess. I'm sorry about that. It takes a surprising amount of effort to constantly be keeping all your stuff well organized. These are tiny 48s. Neat chip, that one. Trying to think what I've done with these lithium battery charger chips, because I've used them in a number of different projects, so I would expect them to be around somewhere. Well, we'll stick the 3.3 on the other side. And it's going to need a pair of support capacitors. Right. For a bit there, I thought I was going to have to buy a different vise, one of these vices, because I was thinking, oh no, I can't fit boards bigger than a certain size. And then it dawned on me that I could just put what I wanted in the middle. I don't know if it's meant to do that, but it works for me. Alright. Yeah, let's see. iPhone, in that case, I would probably not do. I mean, for $50, no. No, no, no. $50, you know, you take your chances. I'm referring to him taking his chances. Someone complains to me that, yeah, $50, it's like all bets are off for that sort of thing. I know it's difficult, believe me. Yeah, dealing with these situations, I hate it. I really do. I get customers coming in. Like I had one customer came in, picked up the. What's going on here? Sorry, I just. What deluded dream? Oh, what? 4.7s? Idiot. I'm cursing at myself because I put. Again, I put 0805 pads down for. Man. You're not getting 4.7. Oh, great, I got 4.7 and 0603. Hilarious. I'm just going to put 1 microfarad. That's all that's going to need. That looks like 1206 pads. I'm getting tired. I gotta say, I don't know whether I'm getting stronger or this tube's getting easier. I'm pretty sure it's the latter. I can manage to squeeze that flux out easier these days. Get on there. Turn on your flippin'. Oh, of course. Commandeered you for the other. There we go. Something's going wrong with that one leg. It's not taking solder. Now it is. G'day ZX. Did you bring your Toro mower? Haha. I couldn't believe I saw you there with that. That was a crack up to me. What the hell is this guy doing here? Alright, let's go back to the side. When you swear you had a load of certain parts that you put in that special place so it wouldn't get lost. Oh dear God, yes. can't find them, you order more, and then when you arrive, you find the batch. Oh, yes, yes. Too many times, yes. I hate that. Yeah. I don't know why the universe does that to us, or why we suffer to it. It certainly does happen a little too often. Frustratingly so. As I go about soldering parts, completely blind to what I'm doing. Joys of just soldering by feel. It's kind of like driving by feel. Keep going till you hear the bang and then back up. Steady hands, I don't know about that, Bobby. You know, some days I can be, you know, I used to laugh at my wife for this, but I can be like just holding something and then boom, my hand just decides it wants to go for a trip somewhere else. I certainly don't appreciate it when it does that. I really wish, it's really annoying me that I don't know where my charge chips are. What have I got in here? What's it? Oh, right, these are my little displays. I love these displays. These are little um, 8x2 displays. You've seen them on my USB current meters. They're really nice. They're lightweight, they're cheap, they run off I2C. They don't run on I2C though, that's just, you're not allowed to run on I2C. But yeah, they're a great little display. Obviously the downside is they aren't quite as durable as your usual 16 by 2 matrix ones. Yeah, no, no, no. Alright, I'm sorry to say, but I think it's probably time I actually headed off to sleep. It is 3 o'clock in the morning almost. I think I'm going to have to save this for tomorrow. Like I said, I've got a bunch of people coming in, starting at around about 9 o'clock. So it's going to leave me with a bit under 6 hours of sleep. So I'm going to suffer a bit. I'm not in my teens or my 20s, or hell, I'm not even in my 30s anymore. So yeah, it's going to hurt. Alright, let's have a look at chat and then I'll better close up. Pull a charge chip off another project and replace it when you find them. Yeah, Australia, I'm actually, that is what I'm thinking of doing tomorrow, yes. Stick parts down for pinhead and super glue the little sods that make it away, yeah. You can't even replace the hard drive, yeah, exactly, yeah. What? Was this, oh, right, turn off, you meaning, yeah. I'm guessing you meaning this, that one or those two, upside down, yep. Place a magnet under the PCB and pad, yeah. Alright, okay. Alright, I'm out of here. Thank you very much, everyone, for dropping in. And, yeah, like I said, everything's on that link that's under the description there. Well, not everything, but most things. And if you've got any questions, just send me a message. And then thank you very much for tolerating the fact that this has been done by a MacBook Pro. It's the nice little 13-inch one. It's got the Retina screen on it, which I've got to tell you is just fantastic to look at the Retina screen. It's a shame they didn't have them on PCs like this. But yeah, tomorrow we'll probably finish up the basic assembly, and then after that we've got the fun part, which is writing the firmware for it, and that will be a little bit easier on me. Not as many noxious gases to absorb. So, alright, until tomorrow or the next day, take care, and I'll see you next time.